What's good, people? Uncle Hotep back at it again. Happy Sunday. How y'all doing? Now, before I address this Colin Kaepernick, D-Ray, McKesson, Jack, Twitter Jack photo, I gotta dress up from my hometown, Westchester, Pennsylvania, aka Dope C. Now, you know, Westchester is one of the suburbs of Philadelphia, the borough, southeast Pennsylvania. And the story came, you know, there's two high schools, well, there's more than two high schools now. There's two high schools well, three high schools, let me get it straight. There's a couple high schools in Westchester. When I was coming up, there was only Henderson and East, and then Shanahan. Now they got Baynard Rustin. You know, the civil rights era, Shine. They named a high school after him. So now there's like three high schools in Westchester. You know, it's different from when I came up. You know what I mean? Now it's, you know, liberal fest. You know, but it's you know, I mean, people coming left and right to live in Westchester. You know what I mean? Everybody wants that piece of that suburb life. You know what I mean? That little trendy hipster towns. That's what it's become. I mean, whatever. It's vastly different from when I grew up there. But Westchester East was one of those high schools. Now back then it was the more I guess upper class, trendy. You know what I mean? Folks that had money went to East. You know what I mean? Some folks that would have had money went to Henderson too, but a lot of them went to East. That was way back then, and people were saying there was racism at East and everything else. It wasn't. I can tell you some racism stories at Henderson, but that's what the perception was. Maybe there were just folks out there that didn't like some of you shines, some of you nods out there acting. You know what I mean? I do know one cat, and I'll never forget this story. This one brother I know, man. They called him Chim Chim. Oh, fuck. If you know the story of a Speed Racer, you know, the monkey was named Chim Chim. They nicknamed, he was on the football team, they nicknamed him Chim Chim. I don't know if that's, I don't know what that means. I don't know, I'm not going to talk about it, but you get the drift. But anyway, there was a story in Westchester East, man, and people were shook. You know, these days of tension, racial tension. Somebody went to IG and made a post. I'm looking for the post left and right. If I can find it, because you know they're taking it down, but I think somebody on the internet might have posted it and erased the guy's name, or the IG poster's name. Said they were going to fuck up niggers and call people spics, call people crackers, and then they was going to say that at the high school. People were terrified. People were scared as shit at Westchester East. Oh my gosh, the racism has come to Westchester East. All the black folks, they had a whole bunch of meetings. All the black parents were like, oh, well, what are we going to do? We're going to take our kids out of school. We don't feel safe. You know what I mean? One of the posts called somebody transsexual. They didn't feel safe. They had to take a couple days off to go to, they had to regroup before they could go back to school. Now, they're investigating. And I don't know why, unless you do stuff from, like, you can't even do it unless you go to a library. Then they can still catch you. You know what I mean? They went to Verizon, got some phone records. They got, you know what I mean, got them warrants. They got them warrants. I don't know what this person thought. They thought they could get out of this shit. So I'll take an old lady Cracker Barrel. I don't know why that's funny, man, but you know, I mean, Cracker Barrel got some good breakfast, man. So we went to Cracker Barrel, then local paper, the Daily Local News. If anybody knows from the Westchester area, knows the Daily Local News is out there, right? So I look at the headlines of the Daily Local News. I'm like, it was about the case. They found the person who did that. It was a 14-year-old boy. Guess the color of the 14-year-old boy was. That went and made IG posts talking about nigger this, nigger that, spick this, spick that, transsexual this, transsexual that, cracker this, cracker that. Guess the race of this 14-year-old boy. You guessed it. The African American. The Akata, the Shine. A 14-year-old black boy went on IG, made a whole bunch of racist posts, and had the school district scared as shit. Everybody's screaming, "Oh, we gotta fight racism! Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" And come to find out, it's some goddamn Shine that did that shit. Man, I tell you, man, I had an inkling in the back of my mind, man. I'm like, I wonder who. I didn't really think. I was like, maybe. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? My first instinct, oh man, I got a daughter on. I mean, I got a daughter and another one on the way. I'm like, what the hell, man? I'm like, we wasn't going out to those schools anyway, but I'm like, man, oh, she don't run into these Shines out here. Then I thought about it. I was like, I don't know, man. This might be something funny with this shit. In the back of my mind, I was like, man, it'd be probably hilarious if a nigga did it. Because I remember last summer, it was the summer of racial false flags. I told you about that. You know what I mean? That Albany College, the girl's brother was in the NFL, and her and her sisters, I mean sisters, not her sisters, sisters, AS, not ER. Jesus Christ. And they got that fight on that bus, and she said that she got beat up because of her race. And come to find out, the bus had videotape and everything, and the sisters actually started the fight. There was a couple other racial false flags too, man. Some you can't prove, some you can prove. But that was one that definitely got blown over. That got blown up, I mean. So, what is with now everybody's like, all this talking about racism this and racism that, and y'all scared, and I've seen some people say, oh, I wouldn't want to put up with it. I wasn't sending my kid to East. Look, man, dealing with racist folks is a rite of passage for the African American Negro, and how you deal with it. You know, hiding behind the longer you hide behind it, the harder it is going to be deal with, because you get to adulthood and you don't know how to deal with it. So hiding isn't even the way to go. You know, I mean, deal with it. Just say like, hey, some people aren't going to like you. That's fine. That's their right not to like you. I don't care. I don't care. You shouldn't care at all. You know what I mean? If they don't like you for who you are, that's their problem, not yours. But this Shine, this 14-year-old black boy that went in there and caused ruckus, man. And I blame this directly on Black Lives Matter, the D-Rays, the Nettas, the Jamila Lemieux, all these Shines that go out here and scream racism this, racism that. Now black folks, they don't even know what to think. Like, they don't even, to authenticate their blackness, it has to have something to do with racism. So that even if there is no racism, people will just make the shit up. They'll false flag it, just like this kid did. This nigga probably had a test he didn't want to fucking take, and was like, man, hey, I'll make this Instagram post and scare these niggas shitless. And damn, they weren't. Come on, fuck on, man. Look, gotta be shitting me, man. I can't even believe it. I can't believe it because a lot of these are just misguided youth, and especially the black youth, because they want to fit in. They're like, hey, man, I want to deal with racism like D-Ray. I want to deal with racism like Cone X. So if there isn't any, they'll invent the shit. They'll go on IG and make up a whole post. Had the whole district like, oh my God. Crying shame, man. Y'all, and you black parents that gave all them quotes to these newspapers and shit, man. What the fuck? Now you got to take the shit back. And this black boy, whose parents, man, should need to whoop his ass. They got... You got these black feminists saying black men are the white people of black people. The white men of black people. And this is a perfect example of shit. Oh man, I'm losing it. Anyway, this is Uncle Hotep. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.